This episode of Good Times with Mo, the podcast, is brought to you by Globe.
It's not bragging if you back it up, right? In that case, welcome to the baddest show in the land.
You guys have so much sexual tension.
Where every question is answered.
Why is the moon following me?
And every challenge is met.
I will survive 40.
3 seasons of Good Times with Mo, and it's going as strong as ever.
Caller of the night is the girl that's banging her best friend's husband.
This is the top downloaded podcast in Philippine history.
And it's not even close. Other shows will copy its style, will mimic its setup, but no one brings it like this.
What's your favorite sexual position?
88. I ate you, you ate me.
Join us as we launch another season, another year. We don't just invite the hard questions, we dare you to come up with one.
Boy, this guy's really weird.
From Los Angeles and Manila, 2 studios, guest co-hosts, celebrity appearances, and just a whole lot of loving going on. It's the world-famous Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3. And your host, the Philippine Genius, Mo Twister.
Welcome to the podcast on this Friday night. It is the 16th of May, 2014. Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3, brought to you by Globe. Phone number 880-9294, or if you're around the world, you can catch us via Skype, which is the Good Times Podcast. Text us, 0927-214-1981. Love problems, life problems, sex questions, whatever you want. Whatever you got going on in your head, you can call us. As you know the deal. We'll talk to you, hopefully entertain you for the next hour and a half or so. On the show tonight, this is kind of cool because this was one of those things that our podcast listeners requested for. They were like, hey, can you guys get this personality? Now, he's not in the Philippines, but we really like him here. And we were like, okay, what do we do? We're just going to do this via Twitter? We're just going to invite everybody? And then all of a sudden, yeah, we did. And it's pretty cool to have him here. Please welcome. He's in Singapore. He's a TV host, actor, model. He's pretty badass. I'd love to have him here, man. Now, he's via FaceTime, so the audio quality is just going to be a little bit off from, say, where I'm at, but nevertheless, it is such a treat to have him. Please welcome Oli Pettigrew. Hey, Ollie. Good evening.
Hello. I'm sorry, technology has been hating us tonight, obviously, man, so we're FaceTiming. I hope you guys can hear me okay.
Ollie, you're too kind. You are too kind if you say that technology is hating on us. I'll tell you who the problem is. It's Pico, our tech guy. That piece of shit right there this is a nightly occurrence where we have some sort of technical issue. So please don't be too kind, and we'll just go ahead and tell it how it is. This is all Pico's fault.
It's our first time to do this, though. So
I don't give a fuck if it's the first time. It's every single night it's something else, and then you
maybe technology hates me. Don't you think? Maybe it's me. It hates me.
Yeah, that's your nickname. Technology. And then so we can, in fact, then truly blame you. That's right.
Like,
I'm sure.
Me. That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, that's right.
Next
and all you get out of this.
Plane over.
Yeah. And no. And Ollie, this is the worst part of it all. All of this, what's the word I'm looking for? Inability to do the job correctly. Do you know what it gets him? Sex from our listeners. Everybody wants to bone him.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Wow.
I don't get how a guy could do a job so poorly, yet it equates to so much sex. He bangs all our listeners.
I just want to put it out there, I'm terrible with technology as well. So
see, it's not just me, Mo. See,
that's pretty funny. I like that. All right, thanks. All right, so Ollie, you're on the show, man. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you very much. We have calls on hold. People are going to share, then spill their guts about their lives, and we'll do our best to correct them or give them the best advice as we can, or tell them what we would do. Before we get to them, Ollie, I mean, wow, you have a pretty impressive resume here. You've hosted a lot of really great TV shows that I follow, internationally, like, the Cash Cabs, which is such a great show. You've been on huge networks like, HBO and then, Cinemax, Star World, Channel V. I mean, it goes on and on. How long ago did you get into this TV gig and actually showbiz entirely?
I was back in the day. I was modeling. So I started modeling when I was 18, but I only really got serious at that when I was 10 years ago, when I was 23. And then I got into television. I just sort of fell into it about 7 years ago. because people would remember this model that just never shuts up. That was me. And then I've been blessed since then. That ever since I started in TV, I've always been working on at least one show. I've never been out of work, which is just, I don't know, a blessing from the gods of television, which I've been very, very happy for. But, you know, it's been a very good run the last few years, but now I'm sort of trying to mix it up. So I actually, I'm in Singapore right now because I fly in for work for HBO, but I'm living in the States now, trying to get my green card to try and start working over there a bit more as well.
Where in the U.S. do you live?
You know what? Even if I said guess, you wouldn't even come close. I'm actually living 10 miles south of Waco, Texas.
Nice. No, I've never been there, but we'll get calls from there. But wow, really, Texas? So why there, and why not say, you know, your New Yorks or your Los Angeleses and whatnot?
Well, it started off as my wife is from Texas. Linda Black, she's also a HBO host as well, and her whole family's there. So we went back and we decided, you know, we'd go back, we'd stage from Texas, my green card would come in like that, we'd go to California, bish bash bosh, everything would be great. But
sure,
I'm 11 and a half months in waiting for my green card and I still don't have it. And while we were waiting in Texas, we just kind of loved it. My kids love it. So we decided it's much better for the kids to actually grow up in Texas than, let's say, California. So, you know, I can fly to California in 3 hours. I can fly back. I mean, I've been flying from Texas to the Philippines for work, you know. It only takes 12 hours. So sure, it doesn't really matter where we live. Air travel is a pretty useful way of getting around and getting to work.
Fair enough. And I heard you got married in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, got married in Boracay 7 years ago. Yeah, and we went back 5 years later and got married again on the same beach. That was nice. We love Boracay.
Right, buddy. Yeah, man, and thanks for choosing, I guess, our country to do such a wonderful event in your life. That's actually pretty awesome.
I'm a huge fan of the Philippines, man. It's like a second home for me.
Is that right? Sweet. All right. Well, let's get to it, bud. And we'll talk a little bit more about what you're involved in and all that good stuff a little bit later on the show. In the meantime, let's knock out some of these calls. Let's start with, why don't we go to New York and take our first call from there. Let's talk to Izzy, who's 29. Izzy, you're on line 5. What's going on? Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, Izzy. What time is it there? It's about, almost 11 a.m. in New York City. How can we help you, dear?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. What do you got?
Yeah, my question is, if you are molested, do I need to seek a therapy or something?
If you got molested, do you think you need to go to a therapist?
Yeah.
Well, were you molested at a young age? Or?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was molested with 2 guys. I don't remember. Probably I was 5 and 12.
Oh, shit. Who were the 2 guys?
The first guy, he works for us. It's like a boy or something.
Houseboy? Oh, shit. That's ballsy, man. Fucking, if you're a houseboy.
The other guy is actually my aunt husband.
Your uncle.
Excellent. Yeah. Now, they didn't do it at the same time, obviously, right?
Sorry?
They didn't do it at the same time. I mean, that's a separate moment. Yeah, naturally. Yeah, I doubt the uncle and the house driver is going to get together to do this. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's an awful thing to go through.
I never talk about it. I open it to my ex-boyfriend, but I never open it to my family.
Yeah, well, Ollie, you want to attack this one first?
Well, it's really comes down. This is just it's a bloody awful situation, but I mean, you're asking us if you should get therapy. The question is, how do you feel about this? You know, it's obviously it's still affecting you. Of course, it is many years later.
Not really. It's like because I've been listening to this podcast, and Mo always said, "Oh, you need to go to therapy. You need to talk to somebody."
I would, right. Even if we don't see, even if you say, I don't see any effects of it, I don't kind of behave a certain way, I don't feel like I'm quote unquote, sorry for the term, damaged or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's always good to sit down, talk to a therapist about it, kind of open up and say, hey, listen, this is what happened to me. I don't really see it any kind of negative implications or it's had in some of the choices I've made in life, or I don't have any, post-traumatic, say, nightmares or anything like that. But can I just talk to you about it and see where I'm at and see how, in case maybe I'm not pinpointing where it is in fact affecting me. It's always just a really good idea.
Okay. I think the outcome is I've been dating on an old guy.
How old?
Like 40.
That's not old. You're 29 or 40. That's not old. Yeah. I mean, if he was like 80.
And the other guy is married.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I would talk to somebody about it. I would say yes, you even in fact need to see a therapist because it's such a traumatic event that you never know if it's related to your choice in men. I mean, who knows? It might even manifest in other parts of your life that we don't know about right now because, we don't hang out, so I don't really know you. But I definitely would go see one. And if they say, hey, no, you know what? You're great. Continue to date that married man. You're fine. And it has nothing to do with you being molested. Then God bless you. But, sorry, go ahead. What?
Yeah, and the other guy I think he's 40, and I've been going out with this guy in a year, and we never talk about our relationship, just going out.
So he's kind of like a friend with benefits, or
something like that. And I don't know if he was into me.
I don't know, Ollie. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, what do you think? It doesn't sound like these are.
Yeah, well, it just sounds like you need to talk. Not just, you need to talk. I agree with Mo. That there's something intrinsic about the power of just talking to somebody about something that's happened to you like this. It's like taking a weight off your chest, or just putting it out there and getting it out there is very therapeutic for a lot of people. But also, you're talking to us right now about this guy, and we never really talk about our relationship,
Yeah.
And you're talking to us about it. I'm like, talk to him about it. Just bring that conversation up. And if he doesn't want to bring up that conversation, you're going to be getting that message as to what he takes as important and not.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me, man. Totally. Yeah. Obviously you're itching to talk to him about it because you're talking to us about it.
Yeah. I think I was just scared what he's going to say.
Listen, if you're having sex with somebody regularly, you're pretty much entitled to talk to them about what's the status between the both of you.
Well, he kind of say "I love you" to me.
I'm sorry. He what? He did say he loved you.
Yeah, he told he loves me, and I met all his family.
Yeah, that's an invitation to have a chat, probably about where you guys are at. In this
that's a pretty big sign from a guy as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little invitation that you can have a little chit chat about where you guys stand in this relationship, quote unquote, or friend with benefits scenario. So I definitely would talk to him. I don't think he's going to run away or anything like that, considering the things he has said and the stuff that you guys have done. Talk to him immediately about what's going on. All right.
Okay.
Now, and he's not married, right? This is the guy you were saying was a different guy,
Yeah, different guy.
Okay, this guy's not married at 40? Fine. Fantastic. No. Good stuff. See the therapist anyway, though, sweetheart. All right?
Okay.
What's an hour? Just to sit down and have a chat, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay?
Even if it's not a therapist, even if it's just your closest friend talking to somebody about it, just someone you trust is a good way to take a step forward and start leaving stuff behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please tell me your uncle is dead, or the houseboy burned in a house fire? Oh, shit, you still see him?
No, he lives back home, so.
Yeah, all right. Stay away from that asshole, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to go home yet.
Yeah, don't go home. And if you do go home, find a way to poison him or some shit. All right, baby doll. Thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, later. Bye. Enjoy. Shit. Hey, I might be moving back to New York in a week or so. I'll see you there. We can have a chat there about that. Yeah, that's tough. We get a lot of these molestation calls, Ollie, and it breaks my heart. I mean, fuck, last week I was near tears. Almost like last Friday's episode was such a heavy, molestation night. There's so many people. And And, you know, first thing I go, shit, what's wrong with our country? And then you kind of start to realize, no, this happens a lot everywhere where little kids are taken advantage of. And it's just awful because some of them, when they're on the show, you could see the effects on them. And they're 30 years old. They're calling. They're still in tears about it. You can see that it's broken them. And then, you know, you get this girl who's called, who's, you know, she's all right. She sounds like she's, you know, it's past her or whatnot. But it's just so rampant. It just, it drives me nuts. Fucking drives me nuts.
It's the whole thing. I mean, it's not just with kids. It's with women. It makes me sick. Like, I remember there was a time that something happened in my life with someone very close to me, and I went to my friends, my girlfriends, just very, like I was saying, to talk to them about what had happened because I was trying to come to terms with it. And I went. The first two girls I went to, they'd both been attacked as well, and that's when I just lost faith in mankind. When it's just with women. I mean, like, I've got a daughter. I've got a 6-year-old daughter, and I'm just hoping to sort of empower her in a way. And at the same time, her godfather is my best friend, Brad, who's a professional MMA fighter. So I just asked him to teach her jiu-jitsu, which basically means if someone's stupid enough to get between my daughter's legs, she could pretty much kill them.
Exactly. No, I think that's pretty good advice, man. Wow. Okay, it does help that her godfather is an MMA fighter to put a hurt on anybody that might want
I thought about that one. I thought ahead on that one. Get the scariest guy you know to be the godfather.
That's funny because that's a piece of advice we always give on the show. It's like, you have a goon brother or a goon uncle or a goon anybody who could, because again, people do call the show. They say they've been attacked and they don't know what to do about it. And you know, it's funny because the number one piece of advice is always tell the authorities, but it's different in different countries. And in the Philippines, it's one of those countries where if you're attacked, you go to the police, sometimes it doesn't work out for you. And it ends up being another kind of trauma when our, you know, police system gets involved. I'm not saying we're lawless or anything like that, but when it comes to rape, we're not really great at handling it.
It's not, don't even talk about the Philippines, and it's the shaming that comes along from other people. I mean, it's just a generally fucked up situation, I have to be honest. It's, as a man, it's like, I can't believe that these people are technically the same species.
Sure.
And it makes me sick. And it's like, it's just that underlying bloody thing. It's just under the surface everywhere. And it's right there. And that's what I'm saying, because you have all these people calling you up. And like I said, I went and talked to my friends, and 100% of them, 100% of the girls that I went to talk to have had a situation like this. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's messed up.
All right, let's take another call here. Let's go to Iloilo, which is in the Visayas area, of course, in the Philippines. Jinyu, is that right? 32 years old? Hi, Jinyu. Welcome to the show. You're on line 6. Jinyu? Hello? I think it was cell phone problem there. Jinyu? Yeah, can you hear us? Why don't we go ahead and disconnect our caller back? I can read her question out, and then let's... or if you want to try to get her back, if not, I'll read it out. We can kind of talk about it, and then maybe we'll catch her back. She wants to know how to handle nervousness when singing in front of a large crowd. Now, do you sing, Ollie?
No, I'm not a singer, but I have to get up in front of thousands of people with a microphone and just start talking, which is similar. I mean, I have sung before. I have done concerts and stuff like that. And people talk to me, they go, you know, because it's my job, and I've done this a lot now. You know, you do live television, you do going out on stage or whatever, and people ask, do you get nervous? You don't get nervous. I bet you don't get nervous. You've been doing this for years. You don't get nervous. And I'm like, oh, no, I get nervous every time. I'd actually be worried if I didn't get nervous, because I tell people that I'm nervous, but in a good way. I have really good energy right before I go on stage, same as when I was going out to sing. And I'm nervous right up until I've said the very first syllable of, hi, my name's Oli Pettigrew. And then all of that just turns into excited energy, and it's the energy that puts me out on stage and is able to then keep going. So I'm like, if don't fight the nerves, embrace them. Go out, ride that wave, and then just use that energy to entertain everybody.
Sounds good. Jinyu, are you back?
Nakabase to sa
Jinyu? Or Genu?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, all right, you're
Yes.
back. All right, yeah, okay. Well, I think the key, what Ollie here is saying is you have to embrace that nervousness. Are you going to be singing in front of a large crowd soon?
Yes, I'll be singing a crowd.
How many people?
Like, let's say 800.
Yeah.
800. Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, no, you sound like a pro already. How's your voice? You sing well?
Yes, I kinda.
You kind of sing well? All right. So is this this is the largest crowd that you're going to be performing in front of?
Yes, this could be my first time performing in a huge crowd.
All right.
So what are you nervous about? I mean, if you know you can sing, why are you feeling nervous?
I don't know. Maybe it's like normal.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Ollie was saying that too, that he worries if he's not going to feel nervous when he's in front of the stage. And he went on to say, which I agree with, because I've been in the situation before, is you get nervous till right when you say that first word. And when you say that first word, you turn into this different kind of machine. I mean, all of a sudden, it's all business for me. It's like, okay, I'm waiting there. I'm kind of jittery. Sometimes I'll have that nervous piss where I have to go to the restroom and piss a little bit because I know that I'm going to get up on there. And when you get up there and you finally just start, it all falls into place. And then, you're going to find challenges along the way, especially when you're on live television where something's going to go wrong, like a technical problem. And I don't know, you just seem to be trained to stretch and train to do things. At least that's on the television part. Now I've been doing TV, come November for 20 years now. And I'm a fucking horrible singer, Genu, but I've had to sing in front of sellout Araneta Coliseum. That's 25,000 plus. I've had to sing in front of during EDSA Revolution. That's 1 million people singing. And me, I'm the worst fucking voice ever. But it's just the way we do things. What I try to do is, when I get on stage, is think about that everybody out there watching me is just like me. Like, we are no different. They all had a childhood. I all had a childhood. They have a set of parents. I have a set of parents. Nothing makes me different from them. And that I'm just here to kind of facilitate everybody's to enjoy this moment. So when I try to sell to myself that I'm no better than anybody, that this is all just this is like being in front of the classroom when I was a kid, and I was always comfortable with that, then I tend to lose that nervousness. I tend to lose because I'm like, hey, there's not this guy. He's just like me. I'm just up here. I'm just talking, or I'm just up here. I'm just lip syncing this stupid song, or whatever it may be. We're all the same. And that's how I personally do it. It's like, that's how I kind of, to get that nervousness away from me.
I've got a rule that I do, and I talk to other hosts come to me, and people who are starting out, and they ask my advice and stuff, and I tell them what's the worst that can happen? Well, technically the worst that can happen is you could die on stage. Try not to die. But the worst that can happen is there's going to be a mistake. You could screw up. You could make a mistake. Something else could screw up. The worst thing you could do when you screw up is become a deer in headlights. Your job as an entertainer, or your job when you're on stage, is to put the audience at ease and entertain them. Now, if you just freeze and just your eyes go wide and you don't know what to do and you kind of look around and you go quiet, we've all been there in the audience when that's happened. It's really uncomfortable. And my whole thing is, if you screw up, own the mistake. I'll always just recover with a joke. If I screw something up or say something wrong, I go, what am I talking about? That's completely ridiculous. Make a joke out of it. If somebody forgets something, someone doesn't come up on stage, a light goes out, you just completely point out the big screw up that's happening in front of everybody, make a joke out of it and continue, and no one gives a shit.
Yeah, that's what Mo does every day to me. I'm that person. Yeah, hey, I'm the screw up. Yeah.
When did the tech guy have a microphone?
Sorry,
thanks, bud.
That's it.
See?
Yeah, thank you.
That's right. That's how you screw it. Get out of here. Yeah. No, sincerely though, that's a really good piece of advice. Is just in case that does happen to you, Genu, and you screw up, you can always just make light of it. And these people are not going to lose sleep over you fucking up. I mean, you might, because that's the thing. Is like sometimes when you make a mistake, you think, oh, this is the end of the world. Not really, because these people, they've seen mistakes before. They've seen people fuck up. They've seen people fall down on stage. Some of them will laugh, but they'll laugh for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and they're on with their lives. It's not going to affect them in any kind of way. And that's how I think about it when I fuck up, is like, oh shit, I just fucked up. My life is over. And then realize, well, you know what? These people don't care that much.
I'm just kind of anxious when people will, say something.
2 glasses of champagne. That's an absolute winner right before you go on stage as well, because then you're just invincible.
That's right. Yeah, drink a little bit when you get there so you can slur just a slight one. Yeah. All right, but no, you're going to be fine, Gino. I think, and listen, you're 32. Maybe you've been through some battles. You've been nervous many times throughout your time. When you get up there, like Ollie said, use that nervousness, embrace it, and when you hit that first note or whatever, when you start singing, you'll see all your natural ability will just kind of take over. And then just try to think about, not to think about the nervousness, and just really just let your ability take over. All right?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Is it for a fiesta? Or something like that? Or what is it for? Gino.
Well, hello. It's like an event.
All right, you're cool. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. All right, thanks.
Just own it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just be you. You're good. So you've had this, because I've had to sing, oh God, maybe fucking 300 times in my life on television, and I truly am the worst singer. In your parts of the world, they make non-singers sing as well?
Well, they've never been stupid enough to try and make me do it, but I've had to do all kinds of other crazy stuff that's, dangerous. But I like my approach to hosting is, I tell people is just, as a television host, the only thing you can be is yourself. And like my number one rule is just don't try and be cool. Because you see so many people on television trying to be cool, and it's something fake about it. And as soon as you're even remotely fake, the audience can tell. Human beings intrinsically can spot a fake. You can tell when someone is saying lines that aren't their own. You can tell when someone is speaking with somebody else's voice. So I tell people, it's like, when I'm scared, I'll be scared. When I'm nervous, I'll be nervous. When I don't want to do something, I'll say I don't want to do something, but I'll do it on camera. Because they're just looking for a real reaction. You're a human being. You're not some fucking superhero that can do everything perfectly. I talk to on productions I've done, and they go, and then Ollie, and then you'll do it. And I go, well, what if I don't do it? Showing me fail is not a bad thing, because people fail at things. I don't have to do everything right. It's not about creating this fake world. Just do the reality of it. So I'll do anything. But yeah, I've never had to sing. Well, I did Sony style. I think I was in India. I had to get up on stage and I was singing karaoke in this really famous restaurant, singing "We Are the Champions," and I thought I sounded pretty good. I was quite drunk at the time, but when I saw the episode, I sucked pretty well, pretty epically. But like I said, just own it. It's 80% the performance, 20% how you sound.
Yeah, no, it's fun if you actually sit down with colleagues. Here's another piece of advice, Gino. I've sat down and had conversations with some of the best in our country ever, and asked them, tell me about your big fuck ups. Please tell me. And just the greatest mistakes of all. And the best of them make it. And they make it in large venues with a whole lot of people watching. And when you hear how they recover, you kind of get tips from them. When I'm listening to your stories, Ollie, and then I kind of remember my moments when I fucked up. You can take a book, you can take a piece from for your book, you can take a piece from, say, a Gary Vee who has royally fucked up a couple times, he's told me, or Billy Crawford, I remember, fell off a boat while he was singing. He was singing on a boat and he fell off of it into the water, with blood. His face was bloody because he hit the side of the docks. It was, when you get those moments, you're like, even the best of them, it happens to.
Mine, I just had an epic one in December. It's actually, so I just cut a new show reel. So every year I'll cut a new show reel with the stuff that I've done. And I was in the Philippines with my missus, with Linda, and we were hosting Miss Earth, which is live.
Sure.
So I'd kind of come up with this opening joke about how I'm not Neil Patrick Harris because he hosts everything. Anyway, fast forward into the show, I send everybody off to a commercial for Miss Earth, and I say Miss World. More Miss World, Miss Earth after the break. And so it's just a gargantuan fuck up. I've just said the wrong name. And so when we came back, we just made a really good joke to recover. And I liked the joke so much that the opening of my new reel that I'm showing to television networks in the States and all over Asia is me live, fucking up and recovering because it was really good. So it's like I said, own your mistakes. It's now the opening of my show reel to get hired by other people.
That's great. That is awesome. Good story, Ollie. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, more of your calls at 880-9294. You can catch us on Skype as well, the Good Times Podcast. Text us, 092-721-41981. You can follow him on Twitter, by the way. It's Oli, OLI, _ Pettigrew, PETTIGREW. And more of your questions when we come back. Don't go away.
Stay tuned. We'll return after this commercial break.
Yeah, so we took a plane over to Ormoc, and this is my first time. Thank you. People are so friendly. They've made me feel so welcome here. The people in the township were beautiful and maganda. We visited with the kids in the town. Just the beauty and the innocence of the kids. It just went a long way for me. It touched my heart. I love children, and just to see them, these big open smiles, that can go a long way.
Kids are beautiful.
Today, we are very happy to share with her our small token of appreciation.
When we went out there, we helped a small business owner at her sorry, put up a sign, and she told us her story. And to see that she's back up on her feet, working and building her business, that was very inspiring to me.
Salamat sa lahat.
With all the devastation, a smile can change a moment. It sounds cliche, but I think it's true.
What we've done is actually give them a retailing package wherein we further increase their capability to earn. What we have given Manang Bising was a mobile phone, a retailer SIM, and a seed money or a startup money that allows her to sell load.
To the mobile number, the amount of load.
I think it's a natural instinct for all of us to help out along the way and give back. Globe Telecom has been an incredible partner with me in terms of allowing me raise awareness about what they're doing as well. And I saw what their mission is in nation building, culture building, and brand building. And I thought, this is a really solid vision. Well, first off, I learned that the strength of the Filipino people is paramount. And even with all the challenges that have come their way, I think they're back up and very positive and hopeful that their towns and cities are going to rebuild, and it's inspiring to see that.
One big smile. Smile.
I think, programs like Project Wonderful is something that's huge here. Coming out and building homes and sending materials and sending financial aid is always just an incredible thing. I think, throwing money at the problem is one way to go, but what Globe Telecom is doing is they're inspiring small business owners to get up on their feet on their own and have the responsibility of running a business. And I think that there's something to that as well. It's very inspiring.
One cup. I heard there was this video going around on the internet some years ago. Because we're two girls, me and Nicole, and a cup where we get all our topics from the cup. It's not lustful. This show is about shoes, bags, friends, girlfriends, gossip, current events, everyday life. I don't know. Dick's on my head, apparently. And the dick on Nicole's head. We got a segment called Let's Be Honest. Would you do whoever? Would you do Max Eigenmans? I would. Cis code, because there's a bro code, but there's no written cis code. Truth or dare, kupal people. Bullshit. We share pussy. Not really. 2 girls, 1 cup. You should watch the show.
Friend says she hates me.
It's Good Times with Mo, the podcast. Call the show tonight and get your love problem answered. Follow us on Twitter at GTWM Podcast and visit www.motwister.com.
Back on the program here, it is Good Times with Mo, the podcast, season 3, brought to you by Globe. My name is Mo. On the program also is Oli Pettigrew, actor, model, sometimes singer, all around the world, man. He's been working. So it's nice to have you here, Ollie. Appreciate it, bud. We've got questions lined up from Saudi Arabia. We have San Francisco. We have all over the Philippines, all ready to go in the next few minutes. So we invite you still. Do call us, 880-9294, Skype, The Good Times Podcast. You can text us, 0927-214-1981, and use that on for Viber as well. Let's go to Mike, who's in Manila. Mike, 25. You've been on hold for a long time, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. You're also on line 5. Hi, Mike.
Oh, hi.
What's up, bud?
Alright, so can I start with my story now?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so I hooked up with this guy I met online a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And, alright, so when we met, we talked about doing the deed. Alright, so while we went through all the pace of doing the deed, the foreplay and all. But this guy is a bottom. So when I was about to penetrate him, my tutut suddenly went limp. So,
dude, for a 25-year-old gay guy, and for you to not be able to say penis and refer to it as tutut, I mean, come on, buddy. Come on, man. You know what show you're calling. Man, if you're a 50-year-old gay guy, then I'd be like, okay, I get you. But you're 25, man. Just say it, dick.
Alright, dick.
Alright, I got you. So, alright, so you met up this guy online. You hit it off online. You met up with each other to bang, and then foreplay, all that good stuff. He's the bottom. You're going to put your penis in him, but all of a sudden it didn't work. Dun, dun.
Yeah. And then, so what we did is we started again. Alright, so I was hard again, and when I was about to put it inside him, I suddenly went limp again.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's happened to me countless times. Not with another dude, but it's gone limp many times when I've had some sort of casual encounter. And I'll tell you what the common denominator is, Mike, and we've said this on the show, again, countless times before when people call with this problem. It always, and then Ollie, you tell me if this has ever happened to you in your single days, obviously. When the girl is way hotter than I am, because I'm not a handsome man, but because, this job has gotten us a chance to get some quality ass, when the girl is super hot, my dick dies for some reason. It's a sexual anxiety attack it had. It is anxiety. It doesn't work.
I think with guys, they say that guys have got 2 brains. I think that only one of them can be operating at any one time. So if you get your head if you try to get your head in the game, suddenly you're thinking about, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I not supposed to be doing this? That's when your other brain stops thinking. Yeah, I think you just got to take thinking out of it and go with the whole animal instinct of, I'm a guy, this is a penis, and it's time to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. And you see, that's perfect. That's perfectly put, because it is when I start thinking it. Because here's what happens to me, Mike. It's, okay, I have said girl, she's so hot. Then I start thinking in my head, why is this girl here? Why am I here with this girl? I'm not supposed to be with a girl this hot. This is not, now, oh my God, I have to make sure that I'm super badass and I perform well and I do this. All of a sudden, dick just dies.
Well, it's usually 3 seconds after you've had the thought, whatever you do, don't go limp.
That's right, exactly. So that's, it's like, is my dick big enough for this girl? And then boom, you're dead. All of a sudden it goes down to 1.5 inches. You're screwed. So Mike, my question is, were you really excited about this guy? Was he super hot and all of that? Because I never go limp when I'm in a relationship because all of those questions have been answered when we're already about to get there. It just so happens it happens to me with casual sex partners because it's okay. We're here. We don't know a lot about each other. I'm gonna have to perform well. Who knows when this is gonna happen again? And when all of that shit starts getting in my mind, fuck, then I'm screwed. So I want to start with: were you suffering with something that I suffer with? Was really attractive partner. First time, you don't know them that well.
He was really super hot. Let's say above average. I mean,
better looking than you,
okay.
though?
Is
he better looking than you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry, is he more attractive than you are?
Might be.
Well, I just wanted to know that because that's what happens to me every time I start assessing. Not that I'm assessing girls and how I look better than them, but I'm more like they're way out of my league. What the fuck am I doing? All right,
you got to think what was subconsciously going on there. You know what I mean? It's like, what were you thinking? Because sometimes it's what's going on in the back of your mind. It's for everything. I find that the subconscious is only when you really calm yourself down. And I stop thinking about something, my subconscious will answer it for me. And I think this has got to be a similar sort of issue, is what subconsciously were you worrying about that caused that to happen? Because you wanted it to happen, and as soon as it was going to be that moment, it's not going to happen. I think subconsciously you didn't want it to happen.
Yeah, what was going on in your mind right when you were about to
actually, I just want to go inside him. That's the only thing that I was thinking at that time.
I would really, if anything, when we hear these stories, Mike, it all just boils down to some sort of sexual anxiety because you're thinking of something. As Ollie said earlier, the moment you start thinking with your brain and not your penis, things are going to go wrong. Now, when we ask you, what were you thinking about, and you're saying, well, I just wanted to fuck this guy, that's all. Well, then your dick should have worked. But, there might be something there that's... I mean, it works other times, right? When you're having anal sex with other guys, maybe you're more comfortable with those guys. Could that be an issue?
Actually, I don't usually do the anal thing. I usually set up for the oral since that's safer.
So that could possibly be it. You see, the fact that you're kind of like a newbie to this whole anal thing, or maybe you don't even like it. You're just doing it because the guys say, "Hey, put your dick in my ass." I mean. There could be a change in what you're used to, and that change makes you think about it. And when you're thinking about it, your dick's not working. Because it was working fine when he was blowing you, right?
Yeah.
Could be the anal sex thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to have anal sex, though? Like, did you want to have anal sex with him, even though it's out of your kind of sexual routine that you're used to?
Yeah, I really want to because my friends have been doing it, so I guess it's high time for me to do it.
That's not a reason to do it because my mates are doing it, is it? Now that's what's the reason you want to do it? If you want to do it, you do it, not because your mates are doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Just because your friends are doing it, Mike, doesn't mean that you have to do it, or even if you're ready for it. I think if you truly want to do it, regardless of what your friends say and all that stuff, you keep trying. Because, again, what I ended up doing in my case is, so it didn't work when I was trying to have sex with said girl. Well, we tried a second time. And the second time it didn't work again. But then on the third time and the fourth time, I started feeling more comfortable with the person. And all of a sudden, I started thinking, oh, well, it's meant to be that this person is, in fact, here with me naked. So let's get it going. And then all of a sudden, not thinking about too many things, and the penis starts working. I say give it a shot again. If you really want to do it, and not because your friends want to do it, but you really want to bone this guy, invite him out for another shot. And then you'll see in time, whether it be that second time or a third time, it'll start working because you're going to start feeling more comfortable about it.
Yeah, you got to take the pressure off.
So invite him again.
All right, sure.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Rock
thank
on,
you.
Mike. No worries. Have a good one. Let's go to line 1. Talk to Liz. Liz, you're 22 in Pasig. Hi, Liz. Liz.
Hello.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Mo.
How are you? Nice to have you here.
I'm fine.
On the show tonight, Oli Pettigrew. Handsome
Hello.
British man. Yeah.
Hello.
All right, Liz, what do you got, sweetheart?
So it's actually a confession, but I added the question at the end. So here. So me and my boyfriend have been together for almost 3 months, and we decided to have sex yesterday. And of course, he bought a condom at the nearest 7-Eleven store down the street. And since he's not experienced when it comes to sex, he just randomly grabbed a condom. So we didn't realize that the condom was too big for him until
embarrassing.
we're already in the mood to do it. So okay, we did it and we used a condom anyway. After we finished, the condom disappeared. And
it slipped off?
I don't know. It disappeared, and we started panicking, and we looked for the condom for like 10 minutes in the room. So I screamed and like I didn't know where is it, and then I panicked. Actually, we panicked when we saw the condom inside me. So
yeah,
I was really uncomfortable because I can't feel it inside me.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I panicked, then I screamed until my mom heard me, and then she entered the room.
Lovely.
She wasn't even aware that my boyfriend is with me, and then what more, seeing him and me naked. Then
wow. Okay. All right.
And then
You guys
she
are
was
smart.
nice enough to pull out the condom. Me, and then
That's not fucking true. That's bullshit. This is a bullshit story. There's no fucking way that's possible. Not in our country.
True.
Mom's not going to knock in the door and then that's horseshit. No way. Come on. You got to admit it. This is a bullshit call. Your mom's going to go in there. Your mom's not going to go in there and say, hold on, give it to me. Open your legs. I'll take this fucking condom out.
No,
That's not true.
Shouting. It's not. It's true. It's promise. Promise true. I'm not joking.
Your mom is a good mom.
Yeah, she pulled it
So
out.
what's the question?
In the morning, she was really distant, and she's not talking to me.
Do you think?
Give me the cold shoulder.
Yeah, she's giving me a cold shoulder.
Fair enough.
What should I do then? She's not talking to me, and should I apologize?
Well, hang on a second. You're calling up going, look, my mum caught me naked with a guy, and I had a condom stuck inside my vagina that my mum had to get out, and all she's doing is giving you the cold shoulder. She deserves a medal for being the calmest mum I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Yeah. That's
I'd be like just worshipping her right now.
But should I apologize to her?
Well, just talk it over. I mean, like, you're a grown-up, you're 23, I think, was it, they said, right? And your mum is a grown-up. Talk to it. 22. Oh, it's different. Talk about it like grown-ups. You know what I mean? Just go, Mum, that was really embarrassing. Thanks for the help. And see where the conversation goes. But, I mean, I know with women, sometimes they shut down and they just don't want to talk about it. But I find, just talk about it. Just go up and talk about it.
Ollie, how about this angle?
Yeah.
You know how we were talking about the earlier on the show? We were talking about when we fuck up, we should highlight the fuck up, right?
Own it.
Yeah, own it. Why not go over to your mom and say, Mom, do not talk about her catching you or anything. Mom, do you think there's a possibility I could be pregnant? Because the condom. And then so you kind of divert, you throw the attention towards, holy shit, you might be having a child. So, Mom, what do? I need your help to the rescue again. Come to.
Yeah.
Obviously,
be my mom.
Yeah, be my mom. Take control again, like you did last night. You're super. All that good shit. Because then, not that she's gonna forget walking in on you and having to do all of that, but you hope to deflect some of that attention towards the fact that you might be pregnant. Now, there's a legit shot also you might be pregnant, which is worse than you getting caught by your mom. So this is a legit issue.
This is where I thought the story was going. I'd be more worried about that.
Yeah, that's a more legit issue than you being caught, having sex and with the condom problems and whatnot. So please, did this happen the other day? Because obviously there's these morning after pills and emergency kind of contraceptions. But if this happened, this was yesterday, so you're still in good shape to get one of those morning after pills.
Okay.
Now, the longer you wait, the less its effectiveness. But I think
it's 3 days, right?
Yeah, I was going to say 3 days. Yeah, you're right, Ollie. It's about 3 days. And, of course, third day's less effective than day one. But if I were you, I'd be storming out right now with your mother to go buy a goddamn morning after pill.
I gotta say something else as well, because I've got kids. They're only 6 and 5. But trust me, when you're a parent, you've done a million things that are 10 times more embarrassing. Trust me. Sure. For us, it's just stories that we get to tell when we're alone and drinking with our buddies.
Or on podcast.
Yeah, or on podcast, exactly.
Okay.
But I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Right now, number one thing, get the emergency pill, what is this, the morning after pill? Got to get that now. Like, not tomorrow morning, like after we hang up. Head over there. Bring your mom. And then you have that little conversation on your way there. All right?
Buy your mum a bouquet of flowers and a bottle of wine and some chocolates and say, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yay.
Did you do something great for her last week for Mother's Day? Because you better have.
Oh, my God.
You didn't do anything? Oh, shit. You owe her big time. You owe her big time, dude.
Yeah, this is going to take years to pay off, just so you know.
Right. And here's my thing. What is your mom looking at the boy going, hey, small dick, none of these big condoms next time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She should at least have a conversation with you regarding penis size as well.
Just,
all right,
just tell him to avoid the Magnum next time.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Jeez. All right, baby. Have a good one.
Thanks.
You ever get caught having sex in your time, Ollie?
Me? No. Oh, man, I've dodged that bullet. Thank God.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate. Have you ever been busted by the parents?
I've never been busted by the parents, but I've had sex with my mom on the bed, like with my girlfriend, while my mom was in the bed too.
Wait, because thank you for clarifying with that. I had sex with my mom on the bed. I was like,
that's right.
What?
No, I've had sex, with my mom on the bed. So,
right.
But she was sleeping. I think she was sleeping. So
well, actually, I tell you what, my dad told a bloody awful story at our wedding in Boracay about the time he was coming back from a run and he heard these 2 dogs or cats having a terrible fight, and then he realized that the screams were coming from my bedroom window. And he's telling this at my wedding in front of my parents-in-law and everything. I started digging a hole in the sand. I'm like, thank you, Dad. So I guess technically I've been busted, but I've never been walked in on.
That's where you get your hosting skills from. Your dad's a natural.
Thank you, Dad.
All right. Yeah, let's take a break. When we come back again, we'll take more of your calls. And I want to talk to Ollie about you, what's going on. I know I promised that. Maybe when we come back, we'll go ahead and do that right away. It's Oli Pettigrew on the program. You can follow him on Twitter. It's OLI_Pettigrew. You're listening to Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3, brought to you by Globe. Our phone number is 880-9294. You want to catch us on Skype, you can do that at the Good Times Podcast, or text us at or Viber at 0927-214-1981. Back into this.
Stay tuned. We'll return after this commercial break.
During and after what happened sa Yolanda, seeing everybody helping out each other, that's what really made sense to me. Since I'm a fashion stylist, I would always want what looks good together and finding the pieces that would look great together.
I think for us as Filipinos to get up and mobilize to help other kababayans in need, that's natural to us. But for us in this case, to never give up and never get tired.
Whatever your job is, it doesn't matter. During that time, we just all went there, helped each other, and moved the world.
Figured out the gravity of the devastation, I don't know, there was something inside me that just felt like nothing else in my life mattered. I worked very closely with Gawad Kalinga. I was so happy that Globe chose them too, because as an organization, I feel that their love and care for the people and the communities is something that I don't see enough. I just find that was the most special one for me.
It's a good feeling, especially when you know when you're helping some other people, especially when you see them so happy because they're gonna have a new house, new home.
It also means that we're showing them that we're involved, that we care, that they're not alone. The top executives were here today. And on the ambassador side, it's me, Liz, Mars, who's a new ambassador.
Well, it's an eye-opening thing. Through activities like this, it just goes to show how much commitment Globe has to this effort. See it for yourselves and participate, spend a few days here and help build some homes.
The Globe's Project Wonderful is all about creating a wonderful world for our consumers, our businesses, as well as the nation. It's the sort of the way the Globe's putting together all of the building blocks we've built over the last 4 years. Remember, the wonderful world includes the nation. And so we also want to make sure that people who are underprivileged, people who have been devastated by the typhoons, also somehow in their own way live a wonderful world.
I think everybody can help. In our own little ways, we can help just by tweeting, using social media, and using your voice.
Walang iwanan in the sense that we're here when we start laying out the bricks, when we start making the bricks, when we filter the sand, when we paint the house. But also, more than that, it's restoring the dignity of the people that have lost so much.
This whole experience reminds us that nation building can be as simple and meaningful as lives you're building.
And when we do things that exceed what is expected of us, we create wonderful. And yes, that's wonderful.
What show?
That show! It's a show! You know, that show! It's that show, pare.
Oh, that show. Oh. Yeah, that show's cool. We talk about...
Oh, what does this look like?
Vagina and...
Like a double blowjob!
Vagina?
Who is the asshole that decided to shave this shit off the entire planet?
Sometimes we like to talk about...
It's like when you guys like high-fiving on a girl and then you're doing her in the butt and you're doing her in the mouth. High five, bro.
Vagina. Vaginas.
And you're jacking off really intensely, but like massaging your balls and shit. I'm not talking about a Chewbacca, man. I'm just talking about a nice little, you know.
Vaginas.
And don't miss that spot, like the cowper's gland. It's like in between your balls and your asshole. But not me, because I'm a guy.
Yeah, that's a cool show. You should watch it. I think we're on Tuesday.
Yeah, so we took a plane over to Ormoc, and this is my first time.
Welcome to Ollie.
Thank you. People are so friendly. They've made me feel so welcome here. The people in the township were beautiful and maganda. We visited with the kids in the town. Just the beauty and the innocence of the kids. It just went a long way for me. It touched my heart. And I love children, and just to see them, you know, these big open smiles, that can go a long way.
Kids are beautiful.
The
today, we are very happy to share with her our small token of appreciation.
When we went out there, we helped a small business owner at her sorry, put up a sign, and she told us her story. And to see that she's back up on her feet, working and building her business, that was very inspiring to me.
Salamat, salamat, salamat sa lahat.
With all the devastation, a smile can change a moment. It sounds cliche, but I think it's true.
What we've done is actually give them a retailing package wherein we further increase their capability to earn. What we have given Manang Bising was a mobile phone, a retailer SIM, and a seed money or a startup money that allows her to sell load.
To the mobile number, the amount of load.
I think it's a natural instinct for all of us to help out along the way and give back. Globe Telecom has been an incredible partner with me in terms of allowing me raise awareness about what they're doing as well. And I saw what their mission is in nation building, culture building, and brand building. And I thought, this is a really solid vision. Well, first off, I learned that the strength of the Filipino people is paramount. And even with all the challenges that have come their way, I think they're back up and very positive and hopeful that their towns and cities are going to rebuild, and it's inspiring to see that.
One big smile, smile.
I think, programs like Project Wonderful is something that's huge here. Coming out and building homes and sending materials and sending financial aid is always just an incredible thing. I think, throwing money at the problem is one way to go, but what Globe Telecom is doing is they're inspiring small business owners to get up on their feet on their own and have the responsibility of running a business. And I think that there's something to that as well. It's very inspiring.
Says she hates me.
It's Good Times with Mo, the podcast. Call the show tonight and get your love problem answered. Follow us on Twitter at GTWM Podcast and visit www.motwister.com.
Back on the program here. Hey, we go crazy about mobile apps, games, and other technology that gadgets can offer, but have you ever thought of having a fast and efficient access to healthcare services? Well, Globe, together with Access Health, provides an app to mothers and children to identify health risks and plan healthcare. That's an innovation that we truly need, so thank you very much, Globe and Access Health, for teaming up and making that available for all the people who are listening right now, and really, just anyone, if you come across it, give it a shot. Why not? Phone number 880-9294, Skype, The Good Times Podcast. You can text us at 092-7214-1981. Viber, use that number as well. On the show tonight, Oli Pettigrew, who is Mr. TV host Asia, man. You have been through, I guess, a lot of... You grew up a little bit in Hong Kong? Is that what it is? Or you were born in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I was born in Hong Kong. I lived there for about 5-6 years, and I did 12 years in England, then back to Hong Kong when I was 18. That's when I started modeling, and I was going to uni in England but living in Hong Kong, and then I came to Singapore on a 2-week holiday, and that was 10 years ago. And then I just recently kind of started, I've gone dual market, so I'm spending half my time in America, half my time in Asia at the moment. It's a bit of a transition period for me.
A lot of frequent flyer miles there, man. I mean,
hell yes.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's great, man. Picking all that up. Now, what are the challenges for people, say, listening now? Because, again, I've been in this industry a long time. It's never occurred to me to go expand like different countries and stuff, because I don't think I'm built for it. But there are a lot of Filipino actors, hosts, singers. Man, they're just itching to break into the Hong Kong market, to the Singapore market, Malaysia, just really expand. What are the challenges of that?
Racial profiling, basically.
Is it? Really?
Yeah, big time. Even for me. It took me 2 years to get into TV because people said, no, people don't want to see a white guy on Asian television. And it was only when AXN took a risk and they they threw me on Sony Style. And as soon as they put me on, people were like, wait, we're allowed to hire him? And that's when I booked HBO, and I booked Lonely Planet, and I booked Food Network, and I was like in 4 shows all back-to-back in the same year, because nobody wanted to hire me, because up until that point, you could only put a Eurasian or an Asian on television. But even 6 years later, 7 years later, I still face that. I mean, I've lost 3 jobs this year because they've been completely negotiated with production companies or negotiated with advertising companies, and then the heads of the channels or heads of the companies or whatever said, no, we don't want a white guy. Get a local face.
Is that more in Hong Kong or more in Singapore?
That is everywhere you're going to go. And that's the thing about it, is that there's still so many unimaginative people that think that Filipinos only want to see Filipinos on TV, and that Singaporeans only want to see Singaporeans. And it's like, it's ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. Variety is the spice of life. If everybody just wanted to see everything was normal, we'd just sit in our own apartments and just talk to ourselves. But you see, the same thing happens in the States. And that's why you see so many Taiwanese superstars, right? So many Korean stars, so many Filipino stars as well, are people that were born in the States, people were born in the UK, people born in Australia. And if you're in the States and you're Asian, they're like, oh, cool. So do you know Kung Fu? No. I'm just a talented person. People get put into these boxes. And unfortunately for me, is I've had an unbelievable run. I've hosted or been on 19 shows in 30 countries, 29 networks in 6-7 years. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's way more than pretty much everybody. I've got nominated 4 times for Best Entertainment Host at Asian Television Awards. I won it once. But the thing about it is, in Asia, is they just don't have enough money. And I had to leave Singapore, because Singapore is the most expensive place on earth to live now, officially, as of 3 months ago. And it was bankrupting me. I can't afford to put my kids through school, which is somewhat embarrassing for somebody who is working his butt off. The thing is, I don't pick up any of the peripherals. So I've hosted, like I said, 19 shows, and I've been in every country in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, all these shows. But in Asia, I've had 10 endorsement deals come my way from the Philippines, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Singapore. I always make it to the final 2, and then they go, we went with a local face. I'm always kind of the foreigner here. I'm always going to be a foreigner, which is annoying to me, because I was born in Hong Kong. My kids are born in Singapore. My dad was born in India. My grandfather was born in Persia. And my great-grandfather was born in Russia. So I'm 4th of 5 generations born in Asia, but I'm always the foreigner. So I feel I've been I don't really have much opportunity. I mean, I've got loads of opportunity, but I've got no room for growth. You can't.
That's right.
I mean, 6 shows a year is like where I'm max. I can only ever do less than that. And it's not enough money to look after my family. So I'm having to think outside the box. Fortunately, my wife's American. I get a green card. So I was getting some interest from the States. Some people had seen my stuff. I got contacted. People saying, who are you? Why don't we know who you are? Yeah. So I've been out to the States. I took some meetings. But I had a really great casting the other day, and it went really well. And they came back 4 times through my agent saying, has he got his green card yet? And because I didn't have my green card, you can't work for them because they're not going to hire a foreigner. So at the moment, I'm just sort of, I'm living in the countryside in Texas, chopping wood. That's what I'm doing right now.
It's a good experience, though. But, to bring up that whole thing that, they end up going with a local face, it's kind of weird. And you tell me if I'm wrong here, because you definitely have more experience. But so say Hong Kong or Singapore, even to an extent the Philippines, in the end, ultimately, all right, we're going to go with the local face, and we're going to treat it that way, the racial profiling. But yet, if they went to England and say maybe someone from Singapore or the Philippines got casted for a big show there, they would be super proud of them. So it's almost kind of like hypocritical. At least that's how I say
exactly the same thing. I've pointed this out to people going, this is what really annoys me about in Asia, is that in Asia, there are these, in their markets, they don't respect their own talent. You know what I mean? It's like, so they've got some unbelievably talented people in Singapore, and they don't respect them as much as they do, let's say, if someone comes in from overseas. You know, be someone from Hollywood, be someone from Korea, whatever. They go crazy, they go mental. But other than that, there's no real celebrity culture in Singapore. And what I point out is that, like, if I was to go to LA, right, and if I was to get a big job, suddenly I would have credibility. If I came back to Asia, you'd be able to charge 10 times as much as you did because you made it in America, because you've been validated by America, but you're the exact same product. And I see all these talented people here not getting the respect they deserve from their own industry. And, like,
I'm sure it's going to be
a fantastic actor, a lovely guy, Chin Han. Now, Chin Han, he was in The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, he was the banker in The Dark Knight. He was in 2012. He was in HBO's new TV series Serangoon Road.
Oh yeah,
right?
I know. I'm looking at him now. Yeah.
Right. He's this local Singaporean actor that had done this sort of like comedy thing in the sort of like the early 80s, and it was kind of a joke, and he just sort of got no respect, really. It was kind of a side joke. And suddenly he goes off and gets validated for being awesome, because he is. And suddenly, everyone's like, oh, Chin Han. And I'm like, he was always Chin Han, but you've only now given him his credit because America said he's good. And that's what I mean. So if someone goes over to the States and gets validated, then they'll be huge. You can validate these people all on your own, people. You know what I mean? They are talented people without America telling us that they are.
So what's going to happen here in this case, then, Ollie, if I can predict, is, all right, so right now, regardless of 4 generations of Asian, born, the pedigree and all that stuff, you're still the foreigner. The moment you make it big in the U.S., all of a sudden, hey, you know what? He's one of ours. And he's from Hong Kong, man. That guy's from Hong Kong. Get over here, buddy. It's like, he's one of us.
If that does happen,
he's no longer the foreigner.
I'm really proud of being from Asia. I mean, that's the thing, is that Asian is more than the color of your skin. And I've spent 25 years of my life here. It's where I'm from. That's where my heart is. And trust me, it pains me to have to say that I'm having to leave. But it's like, Asian isn't just because you're a certain color. You know what I mean? It's the same as American isn't because you're a certain color. So, I'm really proud. I'm really proud of being from here. And I've done everything I can to make it a success here. But it's, I've got to think about my family. I've got to think about my kids. It's bottom line, really.
All right. Well, hey, if you ever make it out to LA soon, I know you're just waiting process, but let me know. Send me a tweet or something. I might be moving to New York in a couple of weeks, but regardless, either way, one of the 2 cities, let's definitely catch up. It'd be nice to meet you in person. It'd be an honor. All right. Let's get to some calls. Ollie, you ready to go?
Yeah, just a minute. I'm having a bit of trouble with my sound. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and put the guy in. Oh, no, there you go. Yeah, you sound good now.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. We'll blame it on Pico. Pico, that's your fault also. That one right there. All right? Just saying. Let's go to Aldwin, who is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He is, sorry, let me get an age here for Aldwin. 31 years old in Riyadh. Hi, Aldwin. You're on line 5. Aldwin?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Aldwin. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Yes,
nice to have you here. What's your question?
Yeah, my question is, if you had sex with gays or a lesbian, are you a gay or a lesbian too?
What do you think, Aldwin? Or maybe that's what you're asking.
Hello. No, I'm not signal.
Yeah, it's okay. Your question is, if you have sex with a gay guy and you're a guy, does that make you gay? Or if you have sex with a lesbian and you're a girl, does that make you gay?
Yes.
Let me ask you, why are you asking? Like, do you mean, are you interested in men? Did you have sex with a gay guy? Or did you have sex with a guy?
Actually, oh my gosh. Uh-oh.
Why do you say,
because I'm gay?
It's a bad thing. Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah, totally. Now, did you having sex with this guy all of a sudden confirm something for you? Is that why you're asking?
Yeah, because I know he's straight, and then suddenly
I get you.
Party with, Filipino.
Okay. Yeah.
And then suddenly it happens.
Okay, so you're wondering if he's gay. So sorry, I was
straight.
Yeah, okay, he looks straight and he plays the part and all of that stuff, but you still had sex with him. So you want to know now, what's the deal? Is he a gay guy or not?
Yes.
Yes? Yes. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Ollie, you there, bud?
Yeah, I am.
All right. You get the question?
Yeah, I got a theory on this. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make you gay. Think of it this way, right? You know, if you're a professional tennis player, you're a tennis player. But if you go and play tennis once, you don't go around telling everyone you're a tennis player. Is kind of my theory. You know, because
so he's a gay poser.
Yeah, right. I just played the game.
Yeah,
is one way of looking at it. But I don't. It doesn't necessarily make you gay. Maybe it just makes you inquisitive, and you're exploring your sexuality. And many people do that. You know, maybe you're just exploring your sexuality. But I think the only person who can answer this question is you.
Yeah, and the other guy. Now, don't you think though, Ollie? Though, but because sex is. It's so intimate. It's so much communication, like to a lot of people. It's so aggressive for many that it goes beyond just dabbling. When you see another guy and you're like, you know, I'm gonna have sex with that dude just because I want to know what that's like. Like I've gone. I'm 36 now. I've gone through an all boys school. I hang out with a lot of dudes, but never once. Have I been curious enough to go, I wonder what that feels like, so I'm going to go ahead and blow that dude. Like, doesn't it take just a little bit more than curiosity or I'm going to play tennis, but you actually have to? There's a fuel there.
Sorry. Okay.
Speak away, buddy.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, Aldwin.
Actually, honestly, he's married. He has 2 kids in the Philippines, and then. I don't know it's curiosity, but it
was he drunk?
Maybe a lot of times.
Oh, you've had sex with him multiple times?
Again?
You've had sex with him more than one time?
Yeah.
So many times.
And he's married. His family is in the Philippines right now, and he has 2 kids.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. All right.
This guy on the down low. If you've ever heard the term.
Yeah, well, I think what you're trying to say then, he is a gay guy. He's just not telling anybody, and he's playing the straight.
That's what I'm saying. Is there's a whole group now. This is look, I'm straight, but I was watching Oprah, okay? But there was this guy on Oprah, and he'd written a book called "Being on the Down Low" or "On the Down Low." And basically, this guy, I mean, it was crazy. He was on the show for half an hour, and he's like, I like to have sex with men, lots of men. But I'm married, I've got kids, but I'm not gay. I just like to have sex with men. I didn't get it, but apparently it's a thing.
Okay, now is it then just in a more modern time that we live in, where we cannot categorize as much as we used to because it's just, you know, we're smarter now, we're more in touch, and we're experiencing more people, like we were bringing up with your work issue. Not if you could slightly relate it to that, you know, it's.
I can totally relate to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's not categorize
I talk about it all the time in that way, because when I talk about gay or straight or Asian, not Asian, whatever, I actually think that as human beings we try to put everybody in a box, because then it helps us understand this other person.
Sure.
And it really,
I hear that.
Annoys me. I'm speaking to you, and you're brown. Okay, so you're from which country? Great. You're what religion? Okay, you gay? You straight? And I'm always like, it's none of your business. So people, like cab drivers, they always go, so where are you from? And I'll go, Hong Kong. And they go, but where are you from? And I go, where am I from? Yeah, and they're pointing at my face, and I go, oh, Hong Kong. And they go, no, where's your father from? And I go, oh, India. You know what I mean? I'll just completely punk them, because I'm sitting there going, this is true. Who cares?
Right.
Where I'm from? No, they go, what's your passport? And I go, British. They go, so you're English? And I go, no, not really. I'm not British enough for the British government to get it for my kid. I'm not really from anywhere. I think who cares? I think that you talk about modern constructs and stuff like that. I don't care if someone's gay or not. If they can't figure it out for themselves, who cares? You know, I think we're all human beings, and that's the way that we should see, because as soon as we start putting people in boxes, it gives you a reason to see people as different from you. And that's where all the bloody problems on earth come from. You're a different religion from me, I'm going to kill you. You're a different sexual orientation from me, I'm going to kill you. You're a different color from me, I'm going to kill you. We're all human beings, and we're on a planet in a gigantic universe, and as soon as we start figuring that out, we'll all get on a lot better.
Okay, well then that makes me want to ask Alvin. Does it matter if you find out whether he's gay or not? I mean, you are having sex with him multiple times.
Yes.
You know, the issue shouldn't be about whether he is or not, and confirming that. But it means the issue should be, hey, you're banging somebody's husband. Like, I mean, that's not a really good thing for you.
Yeah.
Alvin, you get what I mean? But would it change the way you look at him if he has a conversation with you and says, you know what, Alvin, I've been sucking your dick now for 3 weeks, and I just want you to know that I'm gay. Like, would it change anything?
Exactly. No.
No, right. So when you ask us our opinion on whether you're going to help us put him in a box, as Ollie is saying, it's not going to change anything anyway about how you feel about him.
Yeah.
And what you should waste your energy on is, shit, this guy's married.
Yeah.
Man, this is wrong. That's where your concentration should be.
It's very unfair because he's married and having sex with him is, I feel guilty about that.
How about also this? Maybe I can get thrown in jail in Riyadh for banging a dude with a wife. I don't know what the rules are there, but I've heard they can be a little strict about that kind of behavior.
Yeah, it's the culture here, because, that's why...
No, I just don't want you to be in prison, man. I don't know what it is, but we've had calls in the past of shit like this, and they're like, hey, they're nervous because they're worried about, getting in trouble with the law. So I don't know. I'm not a lawyer over there, but just be careful with some of the decisions you make. All right?
All right.
All right.
I wouldn't feel guilty about it. Honestly, the only person that should be feeling guilty is him.
Really? That's interesting, Ollie. Why not? Like, I mean, if you're contributing, quote unquote, to this, I don't want to call it ruining a family because we don't know what their family state is like at this point, presently. But banging a guy who's married, why shouldn't he feel guilty?
It's not like Owen's forcing the guy. What I'm saying is this guy's married. You know what I mean? I am married. I don't go around looking for strings. You know what I mean? I am very happy in my marriage. You know what I mean? It takes this guy to step outside of his marriage. Now, Owen is single. Now, I definitely put, when it comes to a married person, man or woman, sleeping with a single person behind their married person's back, I'll definitely put a lot more of the blame on the married person because they're the one that's married. The other person's not attached. What do they care? Of course they're going to have a little bit of guilt. I'm breaking up a family. But you know what? The married person, it's his or her family. They should definitely be feeling a majority of this guilt.
Right. Yeah. No. I completely understand and agree with you. But I want this guy to feel kind of bad about being a part of it as well, because you're just, you're part of the crime here. You might not be the worst person involved in it, but you're still part of it. When you're banging another dude's husband, it's a lot of the blame should be on him because he's the one that's married and you're the single one. But it's just when you think about the children. And you think about those two kids. When those two kids grow up, they're going to fucking hate you if they find out, Aldwin. Or I would, if my dad was cheating on my mom and I know the blame is supposed to be on him, all of this trauma that I'm going to go through by seeing this person I idolize, all of a sudden finding out these awful things about them, I'm going to get mad at everybody. And when you're young, shit, you might even hurt these people because of what they've done to your family. So what I'm saying is, you're going to go ahead and bang somebody's husband. The guy's got 2 kids. If you guys get caught, this family's going to put a lot of shit on you. Even though what Ollie said is correct. A lot of the blame is supposed to be on the father. They're going to be mad at you. And you're going to get into an altercation that maybe you shouldn't be in. You're playing, like you play with fire, there's a chance you're going to get burned here. Now, the blame should not be with you. You're right, because it's the father that's getting involved in it, but you're completely aware of the situation. For that alone, I would understand why a family would want to fucking hate you or go after you.
This is one complicated situation. I mean, because the other way of looking at it is, what if this guy feels trapped in his marriage and he's been gay since he was born, and this is now only him discovering what his instinct has been wanting him to do his whole life? It's like, I think this is just a shit situation for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. And again, we've had this because we've done this 3 years now, this show. This is not, we've heard this many times. And I agree with you. It is an awful situation to be in sometimes, because what if he's just trying to be him? Like, what if he's just trying to do what he's wants to do and not fake an identity or fake a orientation? We don't know if he is or not, but let's just assume that for conversation's sake that maybe in this case he is. You want him to be happy because this is his life. He won't let him do what he wants to do. That's right. But what I'm saying is, you get involved in a situation like this, it could get you in trouble. And it can get you in trouble with the family. What if the family contacts, and again, Ollie, you can correct me because you're probably much more well-traveled than I am. But in the part of the world that he's in, what if the family calls, I don't know, a consulate or some sort of legal department that says, hey, this guy, my husband, is cheating on this guy, and they're homosexuals and all of that stuff, and we don't know in that part of the world what kind of trouble you can get into just for that alone.
No, I mean, you're right, man. I mean, there's all kinds of issues that come up in all kinds of places. And it's,
it's just kind of scary. Go ahead.
It's got to be about honesty. For me, I'm very happily married. I adore my wife. I just adore her. But we've just had this, from day one, is you've got to be honest. I can't hold on to the guilt of lying. If I see someone throw trash on the ground, I'll pick their trash up and put it on the bin, in a bin, because I can't live with the guilt of walking past that trash knowing I could have picked it up. You know what I mean? So I'm a very honest person. My wife and I, we communicate a lot. And I think in this situation, the biggest part is that everyone's lying to everybody else. This husband needs to talk to his wife. These two guys need to talk to each other. Everybody needs to be honest about what they really want in life and what's going on. Because right now, lying only creates hurt. The more you're lying to people, the more you're hiding from people, it's just delaying the inevitable, which eventually the glass is going to tip over and you're just all going to be, covered in crap.
Yep.
You just got to be. Everyone needs to be honest in this situation. You know what I mean? It's a no-win situation, but somebody's got to do something, because you can't just sit with your head in the sand all day.
Fair enough. All right, Aldwin, thanks for the call. We appreciate you, man. Have a good one. Bye-bye. We're running out of time here. We got quite a few more calls, so let's just take one more then. There's Chris who wants tips on how to move on from a breakup. The Mo way, whatever the fuck that means. Sam, what are the signs that a man wants to marry you? And we have Jenny here in Singapore who we've had on hold. And then, hold on one second. This one's coming in on line 1 from Tondo. It's unfair to break up with your boyfriend just because your parents told you so. All right, let's listen. Ollie, do you think you got time for 2 calls? There's about 5 or 6 here. How about we take 2 at least?
I got all the time in the world.
Good. You don't mind? All right, good. Because I know it's already running midnight and you're in, both Manila and Singapore. Let's go to Singapore, and talk to Jenny here. Hey, Jenny, you're on the show. You're on line 5, I believe, or actually line 6. You're 27 years old. Hi, Jenny.
Hello. Finally.
Thanks for being here.
I got in.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks for being patient, love. This here is Oli Pettigrew. He is your neighbor. Because Singapore's a small,
I know
small
Ollie.
town.
I know him.
Sweet.
I just bumped into him the other day.
You did?
Man, that's why I called. Yes, Ollie. I was at LTA and I took a picture.
You took a picture with Ollie?
Outside LTA, you came up and I took a selfie with you. Yes, I remember you. Hello.
Remember? Oh my god.
Yes, I do.
Yes, that was me. That was me.
Sweet. I love it.
Cool.
Good.
I know.
Now, Jenny, is this the first time you've heard the podcast, or you've actually listened to it before, or what's the deal?
I called the podcast a year ago, and I was the lucky caller of the night.
That's
and
awesome.
Here I am. Yeah.
Oh, so what was your problem a year ago? I just want to compare if your life has gotten better.
Remember about making love with a pillow?
No, I don't. I remember a girl calling in, banging frozen hot dogs in her freezer.
I know
not the pillow girl. What happened?
Tory Black and
shit! Yeah,
Sasha Grey.
Were we talking about? Oh fuck! I remember when you say the porn stars. Hold on, was this something where you said that you want to have sex with men, like only, but you cannot have sex without thinking about porn, like Tory Black, the porn star, or some shit like that. Right?
I think so too. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. That was like a year ago.
Okay, all right, fair
And
enough. What's your
here I
problem
am
tonight?
again. This is my second time.
Fantastic. What's up?
Okay, my problem tonight. Okay, I've been in Singapore for 5 years now.
Sure.
And without, and I've been dating my boss's son
Awesome.
for 4 years, and I think nobody knows. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think there's no more like sex or like love making as what other people call it.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think? Should I move on or should I just continue? I mean,
How long has
I
it
have
been?
a feeling with this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, how long have you guys been dating?
4 years.
And
But
how long
we're
has it been
not
no sex?
exclusively dating.
Okay, how long have you guys not had sex? Like, have you seen the decline? How long has it been?
6 months.
I always say, look, I have to be honest. I always say that in a relationship, like if the woman wants sex and the guy's not giving it, that is one gigantic sign from the guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Because so many guys are absolute cowards, and the best they don't want to break up with you. So number one, they'll be distant. Number two, if they're not trying to have sex with you, guys are trying to have sex with everything. So there's a big message that this guy's probably trying to get out. Because if there was lots of sex before and it's not happening now, you got to communicate on that.
Definitely.
But does it come with age? Because he's a bit older. I mean, he's
How old
about
is
like
he?
40, 41.
No. Not 41.
No.
I
mean,
not 41.
Get his testosterone levels checked, I guess. But, I mean, have you talked about this? Have you tried just jumping around? Literally, take all your clothes off and do star jumps in front of him. If he doesn't try and jump you, there's an issue.
I always say this: have him catch you masturbating with your pillow and Tory Black, and see what he does. Like if he goes, "Oh, excuse me," closes the door and walks away, then you have some big problems. If he jumps in, then that's the healthier response we're looking for. All right.
All right.
So you can try to catch him doing that pillow thing that you do. But
I think
seriously.
that's much better.
No, but seriously, this is a red flag. This is a red flag, obviously, to the relationship.
Really,
and
but it's been 4 years. But I don't.
Are
think
you worried most about the job thing than anything? Like, is that the bigger concern? Because he's the son of the boss.
The job thing, not really. But I think if my boss finds out, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. But I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm single, and I think the guy is single. And I don't see any.
Okay.
As soon as sex is a massively important part of a relationship, and people say that are so wrong because it's the most intimate thing you can do with somebody. And if you're with someone, like with your wife or with your husband, that's someone you're dedicating everything of your being to, and that's everything. The intimate nature of sex and being with somebody is so important to a relationship. And as soon as sex goes out of a relationship, and these married couples we have sex like once or twice a year, they're just, they end up breaking up. They always end up breaking up.
Yeah,
because
totally.
Then it just becomes blame, and then it becomes like insecurity, and then it becomes everything else and projection. And it's as soon as the sex starts going out of a relationship that is otherwise healthy, you're just becoming best mates.
Yeah, or roommates, which is worse, and then you're fucked. Yeah.
Or not.
So Jenny, where are you guys at?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, where are you guys at right now in the sex? Is it once a month? Is it once every few months? Because you said the decline has been going 6 months, but what's the frequency?
No. The last time that we had sex was like 6 months ago.
Oh, so it was
6 months.
I thought. Oh yeah. No, you guys are in trouble. Maybe the relationship has run its course. 4 years is a pretty healthy amount of time anyway to be with someone. And if you're not married or anything, if it's just a relationship.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like a routine. We catch up for dinner, and then after that, and that's it. But we always have a good, communication, and when we talk about everything. Work,
This sounds like a girl talking about her favorite girlfriend. We go out, we catch a movie.
That's right.
Thanks for that, Ollie. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
it's time to
should I
end this
move
one.
on, or should I, if
You
the
can
right
talk
person
to
comes,
talk to him about it. No. You don't wait till the right person comes along, then break up with him. You deal with it.
Yeah, I know, because
right now.
Ollie is already married, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. Maybe he's got a pal. Yeah. But no,
Okay.
sincerely, hey, listen, just talk to him already right now and just say, hey, well, what's going on? We haven't done this in 6 months.
Yeah,
and
I think
is
so,
it,
yep.
what's the status
That's
of our
right.
relationship? How do you feel about us and all that good stuff, and get your information there. All right, Jenny?
Mhm. All right. Thanks so much.
All right, baby
Ollie,
doll.
all
Enjoy.
the best.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Maybe you'll bump into him again on the street. Make sure to say, hey, it's me, the podcast caller. All right. Thanks for the call. Bye-bye.
But now
let's
I
just
know
do one
more about you.
That's right. Let's just do one more and then we're out of here. Let's go to line 1 and talk to Luis, who's 18 years old in Tondo here in Manila. I mean, there in Manila. Hi, Luis.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hi. So
Hello,
here's
dear.
my question.
Sure.
Do you think I'm being selfish? Do you think I'm selfish to my boyfriend when I break up with him just because my parents say so?
Are you selfish? Did you already break up with him, or you're just thinking about it?
I just did.
You already did. When? Today?
Yes, tonight.
Oh, tonight. Oh, shit. Look at that.
So I'm really heartbroken right now because I really loved that guy.
Well, this is pretty easy to answer quite quickly. Of course you're not selfish. Because selfish is doing something for your own personal gain. This is something you've been forced into by your parents. So, no, you're not selfish, but you've been put into a very, very difficult situation by your parents. You're only 18 years old. So, selfish? No. Are you in a difficult situation? Yeah. Do I know the solution? No.
Let's see, how about we do this? Well, no, you're not unfair. Of course not. How about we do this, though, Ollie? Why don't we put ourselves back to when we were 18 and what we would have done? Now, I know we're not females and stuff like that, so I don't know what the dynamic is there with the relationship with your parents. But with my parents, and if I put myself back when I was 18 and they told me, hey, break up with your girlfriend because we want you to concentrate on school or whatever, I would just lie. Now, I love my parents. I obeyed them about 99% of the time. But in this case, at 18, shit, I think we all do it, where we had a girlfriend under the table that nobody knew about. And I probably would have just lied.
I had the luckiest. My parents, we were honest about everything. They never judged me or told me to do anything because their whole theory was they'd rather they knew what I was up to than judge. So they never judged me for anything. So no, they never told me anything. They were like, if you want to date that person, you date that person. You know, it's your life to live. So for me, I don't have any personal experience in this because my parents never pressured me to do anything. They always told me the only person that should make the decisions in your life is you. You're an adult.
Okay, but you've been in Asia. You've been in Asia for a while, and so you probably have, I'm sure, picked up how
the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure of the parents, and then how the family's so involved, even at an age that maybe the West or other countries and stuff like that would say, hey, you're 18, you're an adult. When do you think, for us regionally, or Filipinos, Singaporeans, whatever, when do you think is the stand-up age? The age where it's okay to stand up for yourself and go against what they're asking you to do? Is it really? In Asia.
I don't think there's an end. In Asia, it's unbelievable. You'll see people who are 35 going, yeah, no, my mom doesn't think I should do this. I'm like, you're 35, for the love of God. Make a bloody decision. There's a huge family family is so important. I mean, in Singapore, you live with your parents until you get married. So I have 35-year-old friends who still live in an apartment with their parents. I mean, I went to boarding school at 14. My parents left me in the country with my own apartment at 17. You know, I didn't live with my parents till I was 24 when I came to Singapore, and I was coming in before I got my own apartment. That's the first time I lived with my parents since I was a young guy. So I can't imagine what the people here. There is so much parental pressure. I have to ask. So why do your parents say that you had to break up with your boyfriend? Is it just because you have a boyfriend?
Because they think that my boyfriend doesn't have an ambition or a drive in life.
Very Asian. Yeah.
How old is he?
Yeah. They can foresee that already.
Yeah, Luis, how old is he?
He's already 20. Fresh graduate.
Not a lot of 20-year-olds do have that much ambition and drive in life. I have to be honest, I'm 33.
Well, let's see here. Should you? This not again. We were talking about the importance of honesty and all that stuff. And should you lie and continue to? It's just here's where I'm at, Ollie. And again, you can maybe disagree with me here, but I don't know. You're not 15, and 18. Yes, is adult in many places. And if you really love this guy. And I don't want you to run away with him, and I want you to get pregnant and marry young. I don't want you to do any of these things. But if you really love him, and there's nothing wrong, and he's a good guy, and you guys get along well, and all that stuff, I'd hide it. I mean, like, shit, yeah, your parents are going to be all over you, but fuck, you're an adult. You're kind of an adult. You're welcome to adult life. And I just feel like you shouldn't be told to break up with him because of that. Now you're not in stand-up age. Well, sorry. And we've had people call the show though and say, for example, I'm 24 and I'm gay and I need to tell my family, but they're gonna fucking kill me and they're gonna kick me out. I tell those people, hey, when you're in your 20s, when you're in your mid-20s, I don't give a fuck what your family says. You have to stand up for yourself and for what you want and who you are and all of that. Yeah. 18 is a little bit too, I wouldn't suggest standing up in front of your mom and go, no, I'm an adult and this is what I want. I would lie. Realistically, that's what I would do, but it might not be the right way to go. Sorry, Ollie, go ahead.
I would say the middle ground because I would say that you are 18. Now, look, when I was 18, I thought I knew everything at 18. And at 33 now, I realized that I knew nothing. And I still haven't got a clue. You really do just blag it your whole life. It's the biggest lie of the world. You never grow up and figure it out. You're always figuring it out. But yeah, you're at that tricky age. You're 18. You're on that cusp of feeling like you're growing up. But you're going to feel like you're growing up again at 21 and at 25 and at 29 and at 30. You're always going to feel like, oh, now I'm growing up. Now, like I said earlier, I wouldn't say lie. But what I'd do is I'd stand up. Now, I wouldn't stick your finger in your face and go, Mom, Dad, I don't care. I'm going with this guy. I wouldn't have a knockdown, drag-out fight. I would try and talk to them like an adult because you want to be treated like an adult. So I'd say, look, Mom, Dad, I understand. But I'm an adult. I want to see this guy, and I'm going to continue seeing this guy. But I don't want this to be some reason that you're going to then cut bridges with me. I don't want this to be something that we're not going to be able to communicate. You're my parents. I'm your daughter. Why can't we, I don't have to do everything the way you did it. I will try and learn from you, and you can give me advice here, but allow me to make my own mistakes. Allow me to be my own person, but let's do it together. That's mine. That's the way I go.
The thing is, we're not close with each other.
You guys are not the conversation type? You mean like you can't have a heart-to-heart with your family?
Yeah.
But you're not close enough, but you broke up with a boyfriend because they told you to. You know what I mean?
Because I don't want them to have a grudge in me. So it is that.
Sorry, say that again?
She doesn't want them to have a grudge. She doesn't want them to be pissed at her, regardless if they are close or not.
Well, that's a choice you got to make. If you don't want your parents to be pissed at you, then dump the guy and get over it. If you want to be with the guy, grow some balls as a girl, but stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? If you want something in your life, the only person that's going to get it and do it for you is you. So if it's something you want in your life,
that's all great, Ollie. And I think the line that you said, which is you're at a tricky part in your life, because the grow balls part and the be obedient to their desires part, shit, no worse age than 18 to have to probably go through that. Yeah. Because you're just past, your juvenile stage and into the adult life, but you're obviously certainly not adult. So, yeah, you're in a tough position here, Luis. And I think it ultimately does come down to it. Is he worth the standing up for? Think about it. Do you love him enough to stand up for it and then piss your parents off, or is the burden of them being angry at you greater than the burden of being heartbroken, then you dump them. Like, does it hurt more that your parents are pissed than it does the breakup? Then I would dump them.
Yeah.
And parents should be worried about you being pissed at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents are telling me that there are a lot of guys there, and I could just wait till that right guy comes.
You know what
they
I
just
always
don't like this guy. They're not against you dating guys. They just don't like this guy.
Yeah, he's just probably because he's not rich.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, you know, he doesn't seem like he's got a lot of money or ambition or whatever. What I end up telling people, the kids who call the show for this, is I just say, hey, listen, you talk to your parents and you say, I'm not going to marry this guy, Mom. We're not going to run away. We're not going to have a family. We're just dating. And it would be nice if you guys can kind of absorb that. I know you want me to have, I understand as parents, you want me to date someone who's got ambition and is successful and all of that stuff. But that's if I'm looking for a husband. Okay, maybe I'll consider that. But right now, this is so far from that. This is a person I'm just going to go to the movies with every now and then, grab a bite and just hang out and whatever. There's no plans whatsoever to make this a live-in partnership, a marriage, or any of that stuff, man. I am 18, and that's the last thing I want is to think about those things. So that's where I'm at. And then, hopefully they'll say, oh, okay, all right, we're just scared that you're going to go ahead and run off to the sunset with him. No, not at all. We're just hanging out.
You've nailed it, man. I mean, the definition is you only really learn from mistakes. And, how many people did I date from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 through university until I met my wife is you only know what's right when you've seen what's wrong for you. So you're 18 years old. The chance of you marrying this guy, come on, pretty low.
No.
Your parents need to give you that opportunity to at least learn whether this guy is actually a waste of space.
Yeah.
And if I was your parents, I would want you to be brokenhearted. Like, I want you to fail a couple times in a relationship before you, in fact, do get married, because it's great life lessons. They're great lessons.
You don't want your daughter marrying the first guy.
Oh, fuck that, man. No way, man. So that's what you kind of, hopefully you're going to tell them when you, in fact, do talk to them about this guy that you just dumped a few minutes ago. All right?
All right. Okay.
All right, baby doll.
Thank you.
Enjoy Tondo. Hey, are people getting stabbed outside your house right now?
No.
No? Okay.
No, but there's karaoke.
Is it? Okay. All right. That's how it starts, though. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. The reason why I ask Ollie, she comes from a rough part of town. Boy, that town.
I was wondering.
Yeah, no, it's a rough area. It's the ones they put in the movies. They always title it with her city. Just like, I don't know what the equivalent is maybe in Hong Kong or something, but that's a rough town. So every time people from that area call, I always have to go, hey, somebody getting fucking stabbed outside. And they always usually have some sort of, but last night, there were gunshots here. And so it's always these great awful neighborhood stories.
Gunshots never happen in LA.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that part, that Tondo, man, that's awesome. All right, so we got to get out of here. Let's wrap it up. Ollie, I want to thank you for taking the time. Hey, let's think about putting up a podcast, because you did really, really well tonight. I thought you were exceptional.
Thanks, man. Well, if you ever need a stand-in to come on your show, just give me a bell. I'm always up for it.
Well, let me, I'm serious. We can have you on again. Again, if your schedule is freed up a little bit when you're in the U.S., and I know I'm assuming in Singapore and stuff in Hong Kong you're there for work, but when you're in the U.S. and you're waiting, dude, we would love to have you again if you kind of accept an invite. We'll definitely.
You're in LA, right? I'll be up in LA literally in the next couple of months. I'll come up. We'll do another one. It'd be great.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, let's do that. If I'm not in New York, because there's a chance that I might head over there in the next 2 weeks.
Then I'll come to New York.
Yes, but I'm sure you'll find your way there too as well. So, Ollie, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. Such a great job you did. And of course I expected that, because what everybody says about you is, you are as advertised today. You're great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. It was a real pleasure. And I hope everybody that, called in, I hope we did at least something to help you guys out.
Yeah, definitely. And for the ones we couldn't take your calls, I apologize. There's always Monday. I know we had a couple that we didn't get to, but it is already kind of getting late for staff and everybody else. It's 22 after midnight. So, thanks for trying to get on. We'll please, definitely, we'll have you on sometime soon. Please do call back, and we'll kind of even make it a priority. Just complain, hey, man, I was on hold on Friday. It fucking took forever. Then we'll put you on right away, come Monday or Tuesday or whatever day that you guys are free. So thanks for that. All right, let's take a break, and we'll say our goodbyes. We'll say our goodbyes to Ollie now, though, so he can kind of go on. Thanks, Ollie. You can follow him on Twitter at Oli, that's OLI_Pettigrew, PETTIGREW. Do you have a website or anything else that you like, a Facebook, or is Twitter your thing for people to get in touch?
So you can got a Facebook page, the official Oli Pettigrew. I open up my page to questions all the time. If anybody just wants to interact with me, you can find me on Google+. You can find me on Instagram, Oli_Pettigrew as well. I'm pretty easy to find.
Fantastic. Yeah, and maybe some of the questions that you hear tonight, you're like, oh my God, Ollie's fucking great at this. Throw those questions over there. You never know. He might answer.
Absolutely. I try to answer every question that gets on my Facebook page.
And you're good with pictures, I'm assuming, because that girl who called saw you on the street. If they see you on the street, they can go ahead and ask a photo. No worries.
Oh, absolutely. And jokingly, I get messages on Twitter and stuff, and they say, I saw you, and I'm like, well, why didn't you just come and say hello? I'm a pretty friendly guy. Absolutely. If you ever see me on the street, just come and say hello.
Fantastic. All right, buddy. Thanks for being here again. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will wrap it up, say our goodbyes, do some announcements, and all that good stuff. It's Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3, brought to you by Globe. Back after this.
Stay tuned. We'll return after this commercial break.
During and after what happened sa Yolanda, seeing everybody helping out each other, that's what really made sense to me. Since I'm a fashion stylist, I would always want what looks good together and finding the pieces that would look great together.
I think for us as Filipinos to get up and mobilize to help other kababayans in need, that's natural to us. But for us in this case, to never give up and never get tired.
Whatever your job is, it doesn't matter. During that time, we just all went there, helped each other, and moved the world.
Figured out the gravity of the devastation, I don't know, there was something inside me that just life matters. As an organization, I feel that their love and care for the people and the communities is something that I don't see enough. I just find that was the most special one for me.
It's a good feeling, especially when when you're helping some other people, especially when you see them so happy because they're gonna have a new house, new home.
It also means that we're showing them that we're involved, that we care, that they're not alone. The top executives were here today. Ambassador side, it's me, Liz, Morris, who's a new ambassador.
Well, it's an eye-opening thing. Through activities like this, it just goes to show how much commitment Globe has to this effort. See it for yourselves and participate, spend a few days here and help build some homes.
Globe's Project Wonderful is all about creating a wonderful world for our consumers, businesses, as well as the nation. It's the way that Globe's putting together all of the building blocks we've built over the last 4 years. Remember, the wonderful world includes the nation. And so we also want to make sure that people who are underprivileged, people who have been devastated by the typhoons, also somehow in their own way live a wonderful world.
I think everybody can help. In our own little ways, we can help just by tweeting, using social media, and using your voice.
Walang iwanan in the sense that we're here when we start laying out the bricks, when we start making the bricks, when we filter the sand, when we paint the house. But also, more than that, it's restoring the dignity of the people that have lost so much.
This whole experience reminds us that nation building can be as simple and meaningful as lives rebuilding.
And when we do things that exceed what is expected of us, we create wonderful. And yes, that's wonderful.
Friend says she hates me.
It's Good Times with Mo, the podcast. Call the show tonight and get your love problem answered. Follow us on Twitter at GTWM Podcast and visit www.motwister.com.
Back on the program, time to wrap it up tonight. I want to thank all the people that called our show, people who download it, stream it live. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank Oli Pettigrew for being on the program tonight. Also for the great advice that he gave. Boy, he was good. Yeah, good. Nice way of thinking. Yeah, let's get out of here. Pico, so nice. You know what I enjoyed the most about today's episode?
What?
The fact that I didn't hear you butt in too much.
Oh yeah, that's it. I had a good time too. Didn't press much buttons.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we expect you to do much with the buttons, but
it's not like, the
just
work thing.
you not interrupting and jumping in and greeting your friends and asking for people's Tinders and Twitters and whatnot. That was actually nice and refreshing.
Yeah, because it's Ollie's show. He's a guest, so I have to be accommodating. So
yeah, I'm just saying, but the quality of the program has gone. I think today was really high because of.
Yeah, but if I was there, it would have been superb. Like it was high now, but it would have been better. But yeah, I was happy. I let him have the reins at the show. He was good, so I was testing him at first, and then when I heard that he was good, so I said, yeah, he can take over. Yeah, so, yeah, I just gave him the the extra airtime for.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
This is where we unwind. And anything you guys want? Hey, it's Friday. Anything you guys want to throw out there before the weekend?
No, we're good.
Hold on. Let me see if there's any news real quick here that we can throw out there for the kids. Oh, who's caller of the night?
Oh, I thought we were giving it to the condom girl.
Ooh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, let's give it to the girl with the condom with the mom. Put her fingers in her pussy. God, we forgot to ask, did the mom put her fingers in her daughter's pussy to pull it out?
Oh, that would be...
Like, you got finger blasted by your mom at 22 years old. Who are you most surprised is on this Napo list?
The Alan Peter
Alan
one,
Peter Cayetano is on the
he doesn't look like the type to
be on something like this. Even Lauren Lagarde. I'm kind of
Lauren's pretty. I thought she was
there.
like the straight.
What about Cheese? How say you on Cheese? What do you think?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't look like he needs the money. He has heart, so he's already winning.
I know, but none of these guys need the money. You think Jingoy and JV Ejercito need money? Their dad was the fucking president.
No, you know what? I'm just glad
guilty
Bong
for
Revilla's there. Bong Revilla.
Jesus, really? You're more happy about seeing a senator there than seeing... Like, you're more happy that a bad one is there than seeing the ones you thought were good that were there?
No, it's just like the it's like reinforcing what we thought about him. But we can't judge like how they look. Maybe they look innocent, but they're really,
You know nothing about politics. So
no, not really.
You
not
obviously sound like you're struggling.
Yeah. No, I don't know anything about.
Luis Manzano on proposing to Angel Locsin, hopefully very soon.
Oh, no way.
Don't rub your stink on her. You guys just got back together. Not too fast, my friend.
Slow down a bit. Just relax.
What do you think? You think Angel Locsin's going to be hot when she gets older? But I feel like
no,
there's a big
she's on the
decline.
decline. Yeah.
I wonder like who the girls are now. Like who would be hot when they're older still?
Colleen Garcia.
No way.
Who do you think will be hot?
When they're older still?
Yeah.
I'm still going to be behind my Sarah Labati.
Or like maybe Isabel Daza because she has good genes.
That's true. We always talk about hot chicks at the end of the show. What's going on here?
Why? Why not?
I don't know, you perverts. All right, we got to get out of here. Let's go. It's Friday.
Hot dudes naman.
No.
Hot dudes naman. Please. Hi, this is Ange. Welcome to the podcast. Pag si Ange nag-call take minsan, I know, Ange, it's beneath you to call take because you're the producer. But when you call, hi, this is Ange. Welcome to the podcast. Would you like to hold, please? And then pag nasa on air, uy, putang ina.
Uy, that's Jen. Uy, hindi. I'm nice all the time.
To ballers.
It's not that not nice. It's you have a fake voice.
No,
You're one of those people with the fake voices.
Yeah, you do actually. Imagine.
Yeah, you're professional. Hi. Yes, hi. I'm Ange. Yes, and I represent Good Times with Mo, the podcast.
Yeah, and then after, uy, ano yung ganyan, no?
Tapos, uy, mga putang ina talaga sa phone, no?
Uy, di ako ganyan. Di ako ganyan.
There. That's the voice.
Yeah,
that's the voice.
Uy, di ako ganyan. Putang ina.
Yeah, there. That's the voice. Yan. Sakto.
You revert to your lesbian voice when you're frustrated.
No.
Love it. What else here? In the news. Nothing? You guys got anything? And
No,
how's you and the Askal guys? You back in the country yet?
Mga ano pa, 2 weeks. We're going to Qatar. Wow.
So medyo yung pek mo medyo
may cobwebs.
Sahara Desert na.
Yeah. That's
Tagal pa. 2 weeks pa.
All right. Malaki tite?
Hindi ko alam.
Japanese eh. Paano ba yun?
Yeah.
Malay mo, swerte. Ano?
No, he's got listen, he's not. He's small. He's Philippine and a Japanese. That's bad dick size. All right, let's get out of here. I'm done. I'm all talked out. I haven't been talking too much this week. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
We'll see you
Monday.
on Monday.
Yep.
Have a great evening and all that good shit, and have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Good Times with Mo, the podcast season 3, was brought to you by Globe.
We'd like to thank you for your calls and invite you to check out our other podcast on the New Media Factory by logging on to nmftv.com.
Follow Good Times with Mo on Twitter at GTWM Podcast.
Follow Mo at DJ Mo Twister. And don't forget to check out www.motwister.ph.
See you next time.
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.